FM.
Welcome to another episode of the Disability Live Series 2. And I'm joined today by a guy from Sheffield, Max Burgar-Briggs. Welcome along, Max.
Hello, Peter. Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be here.
Yep. Thank you very much for coming. So before we get started, we should probably start off by saying that we know each other from the SMILE Boccia competition that you attended in November last year.
That exactly we do indeed. So last November we bumped into each other, and you very kindly asked to do an interview with me, and from there we've just become we've become friends, and then you've thankfully you've asked me to do this, and I was like, yeah, great. So from there we've been in contact, and here we are now.
And here you are. So,
exactly. Yeah. Here we are.
yeah.
Yeah. It's great to be here. So thank you again.
So going back into your early years sort of thing, so you were in a similar position to me actually, because I was premature as well. Quite sure if it was 16 weeks like you, but you were 16 weeks premature, and surprisingly, you were the only one of this surviving of a quadruplet baby.
Yes. So that's right. So I was born as part of the quad. I was one of four, and there was 3 girls, so I was the only boy there, which because at the start you would think that they would all come out really healthy and well, but unfortunately, I had a bleed on my brain, so that's where I ended up having my main disability, which is called hemiplegia, which is cerebral palsy, and that affects my right hand side, which it affects nearly every day-to-day activities that I do. But you just got to find a way around it, all the different challenges and stuff that it's challenging things sometimes, but you find a way around it, and you've just got to live the best life you can.
Absolutely. And were you with your mum expecting 4 of you from the start, or was it just one egg split into 2 and then 4?
I mean, I don't think I don't think she was, no, but it was but it actually was 4 separate babies, because they hadn't we weren't actually expecting she wasn't actually expecting all 4 together, as you should expect, really, but it did just kind of happen. It was a coincidence, but it was 4. There were 4 separate eggs that came in, and then that's how it happened, really.
Fair enough. And then, as you said, you've got cerebral palsy with a right side hemiplegia and Addison's disease. Addison's disease is a rare disorder where the chondral gland don't provide enough cortisol and aldosterone. Um, and it's more, no, obviously, it's just kidneys. It's more common in 30 to 15-year-old women, which is a bit odd for you, isn't it, Max? But yeah, and only affects 9,000 in the entirety of the UK, apparently, according to the NHS. Um,
Yeah.
so that's quite an unusual one, isn't it, Max?
Yes, Peter. Yeah. So back in 2018, when I was 12 years old, I started feeling really unwell, and it was getting to a point where I couldn't even stand up and do activities. I remember going to stuff like I remember doing leisure things like I enjoy, like playing football or going for a walk, and I couldn't be able to do them. One time when me and my family was on the walk, I had to sit down, and then my parents decided that was enough, and we went to the doctors, and after numerous tests, they they came to the conclusion that it was Addison's disease, which was a really big shock to myself and my family, because we never, what's Addison's disease? We'd never really heard of that before. So after doing loads and loads of research about it, we discovered that oh, it's this, it's your adrenal glands don't work, and you're steroid dependent. So I'm steroid dependent now, so I've got to take medication every part of the day, it's basically my batteries to keep me going.
Yeah, and so just again, 300 new cases diagnosed every year. So again, that's something that I mean I've never heard of Anderson's disease before either. So I was like having to really research that bit. But obviously, cerebral palsy is a lot more easier to sort of understand compared to
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, so going back before you even had Anderson's disease at 12, how was life before that? With cerebral palsy and the rest of it.
I'd say okay. I was finding ways around it. I had when I was little, I had splints on my it's my right side of my body that it affects. So I had ways of working around it. So I had numerous leg splints. I had a couple of hand splints as well. I also had this program down at Reigate, which was called Money Mix, which was really good because it was a program that only let you use your affected hand. It was with other people with hemiplegia, so that was good, and that was just doing loads of activities. That was really eye opener, and it really got me to use my right hand for the first time, really. And as well, when I was little, I've had loads of physiotherapy. I've seen numerous doctors and nurses over my time. Some that they've all been great as part of where I am now. But yeah, even through from one of them even taking my first steps. Yeah, Reigate was really good for me in helping me, in just helping me and on the right path to where I am now.
Brilliant. And do you still wear those splints to this day? Obviously bigger ones, but
I don't know. So I've stopped wearing my leg splints, and I've stopped wearing my arm splints now. I am more. I am fully. I'm fully able in my hand, in my leg, but I did have. Fez, which is. I've just recently had Fez, which was a functional stimulator in my hand, which was it was like an electric pulse in my hand, and it moved my hand up and down because the purpose with it was to strengthen my hand because I had surgery surgery in my arm to that got some of the nerves in it. So that was that was to make the muscles in my arm straighter, and to make it so I could be able to move my hand well. Because before my hand was like right up to my shoulder, and exactly like my shoulder length. So this surgery was vital to me able to get in a good, for me able to get some kind of movement in my right hand. And sorry, and also to release the tension of it as well, because that was the main part, because there was a couple of muscles in my hands that it was all quite tight. So the aim of that surgery was to release the muscles, and release the tension on my hand, on the muscles, to make my hand go straight and loose.
and when was this again?
This was in 20. This was the start of 2023.
Okay.
January 2023. So, and it took, and then my physiotherapy started in late 2023. But because it was that long waiting list, it ended up in 2024.
And are you all full of battery now?
Yes, Peter. So I've because it took a bit of time to recover. So I'm recovered. I'm trying to. I don't use it as often as I should, but I'm trying to still incorporate it into my days as well.
And school, I can tell you a few school names now because obviously there was an article about you and you trying to raise some money. So you went to the Talbot Specialist School for people with special educational needs and physical needs as well.
Yes. So I started there. I started there way back in what were in I think it was I started way back there in 2007, and then from there I ended up and then from there I've just continued on Sorry, I'm getting my facts a little bit wrong here. I can't actually remember when I
And now I'm
started.
trying to think as well.
So I started there back in 2017, and then I was there until 2022. So, and during that time, during my second year, we we had we couldn't receive funding for our school minibus, so that's when, along with everybody else, we all, so as a school, decided that we would go and raise money for the bus, and and we spent, and then I decided personally that I was helping some way, so I decided to do a 150-mile walk challenge that would that would go across of every day, and that will be to raise money for the bus. I also decided to document my journey as well, so people could see what I've been getting up to, which I put out on YouTube for people to see, and people really enjoyed it. They really liked it. Yeah, we had some good fun along the way. But yeah, that was brilliant, and we ended up raising some really good money for the bus, which is still getting used to this point, and it's and for all the people and all the kids there, it's great.
So, because obviously that article was before the final amount was totted up. Did you end up raising enough money for the minibus in the end?
Um, we did, yes. We ended up. It was a really good sum, and it helped us as a school, as a way. So we ended up raising eight. That we ended up raising 16,000. We ended up raising. Sorry, I raised 8,000, but it was 16,000 the school raised in total. Um, which was a brilliant sum for the school. And yeah, it was great, really good.
William. Um, and so I'm assuming that school you went to just for secondary school.
Yes,
So what
repeated
school
that.
was it beforehand?
Yeah, so it's I think so. The challenge came about in my second and third year, and like I said, I was there till 2022. Um, and then after that, I've moved to the Sheffield College, where I'm currently studying a BTEC Sport Level 1 course.
And yeah, I said about primary school before you went to table. Where did you go?
Um, I went to Woncliffe Side Primary School, which is which is near the place called Bradfield, and I've been to their nursery, and then I've went to and then I went to, and I ended up going to the school, which was yeah, I enjoyed it. Some okay times, some not so good times, but overall I enjoyed it.
Was this just the mainstream school, or was it a special unit for you? Or
No, so the school was mainstream, but it did have a special unit in it.
okay, and then from the time at school, the walking challenge that was in 2019, and then COVID came along the following year. How was it the pandemic for you?
Um, uh, I'd difficult. I'd say it's well as you would expect. Um, the hardest part was just not going out and seeing anyone. And just it would I think the hardest part for me was the first one, because especially because at the first one you didn't know what was going to happen, and the only way you could keep in contact with people was by the phone. I think I remember even just speaking to my teachers on the phone before all this came in with Zoom. It was really difficult, really difficult. An out of body experience. I feel that was it was literally like being in a movie. But though the weather was absolutely outstanding. I mean, great weather. The sun was brilliant. And we spent loads of days out there playing boccia, which I'm sure we'll get onto the part of boccia about later. But we had some brilliant days on the garden, and which was good, and which it was nice, really, just to go out there and just occupy your mind without just sitting in the house and just being, oh gosh, what's going to happen, seeing what's going on in the news and stuff. Yeah, that was at least one good thing about it.
And during that time, was this when you were just about to start your GCSEs?
No. So I have it was I don't really done any exams up to that point, but I was but I think I was going to kind of start doing my functional skills, maths and English, but due to that there was with COVID and that there was a really big setback. So eventually in my last year I ended up managing to do them, but I'm currently at college. I'm still working towards them. So GCSEs hopefully the big goal. Hopefully in the next couple of years I can try and get a maths and English one as well, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Right, okay, because GCSEs is like 16 to 18, so I just wondered, okay, you mentioned boccia already. Brilliant. I was going to get into that. So when did you start playing boccia?
So I started playing boccia around, I think it was about around it was just before COVID, so 2018, 2019, and then obviously COVID hit. So it was about practicing and trying to see how I could get on with it. But the first time I'd actually got introduced to it was at secondary school by my PE teacher, who's been great. I'm sure you might know Mark Dolan. You've probably seen him around, and he was looking for players, and they really thought that I was okay and they said, do you maybe want to come? I think you'll be good, Max, for it, and I said, yeah, I'd be more than happy to go and do it. And then from there, my love grew for it, and that has led me to today setting up my own boccia business called Boccia Zone, which we provide handlers for. Because when I started, there was barely anything for people to use, and obviously as a person with cerebral palsy who struggles to collect their own balls, it was a nightmare. So we had to. So after speaking to my mom, we decided, well, what I'm going to use, because there's nothing. So we came up with an idea of creating his own Boccia carrier, which we 3D printed ourselves, and we 3D printed the square for it. Then we put all the holes in it, and we created a good handle for it. But after trying multiple tests on it, we thought that it could come apart really easy, which it was doing. So we had to kind of redo it. But so just recently we've just redone the handle, and we've made it more steadier and sturdier, so it doesn't collapse as easily as it had done before. But yeah, so we've made it better. And yeah, so from there, other people have wanted it, and they've said, "Oh, what's that, Max?" And then I've been saying, "Oh, well, it's my carrier." Yeah, the more you get out there, the more the people like it.
Good. So when did you start competitions? Was it under the guide of Mark, say, do Watch for England or Smile, or what was it?
So it was. So it was at Smile and Mark. So my first competition was in Newcastle, and yeah, and that was a really good eye opener for me, because I was playing against people that were obviously more experienced, and that was a really good learning curve, because I didn't win a single match. But I really enjoyed myself. It was a great experience. Everybody was lovely to me, and I did end up winning a special award, like really good attitude, positive award for it. And then yeah, I've loved them competitions. They've been great, and that's led me up to just on November winning gold, just this last one, which is brilliant. So because I didn't win a single one in my first one, to having, I think it was back-to-back silvers, and then to win a gold, it was brilliant.
Brilliant. So when was that first one? Your first Smile?
Um, I'd say either in. I'm thinking back now. I'm saying either back in 2019, I think, just before COVID. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then 2020 cancelled, 21 presumably was cancelled as well.
I believe so. Yes.
So you came back in 2022, and then obviously 23, and then last year as well.
Yes.
And you've run any more since?
Uh, yes, I've done this January Heathcote Cup, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, that was another learning curve as well. Yeah, just because the challenging part about that was trying to perform same again as Newcastle, and obviously, as you know, with Boccia, um, and with my meds and stuff, that affect, because with Addison's disease, it can affect how you are, but because my meds weren't right, in my sleep I was quite tired, that affected my performance, and that's why I didn't perform as good, as I did in this Heathcote one, as I did in Newcastle.
And with that, so obviously Smile is more of an open, friendly environment. That's what I saw last year anyway. And And was this your first time but doing it back to England in January this last month?
No, I've been there 2 or 3 times. So I think it was in 2023 or maybe at the start of last year. I went to Nottingham for one, and I've been to I think I've been to three. So there was one in Nottingham, there was one somewhere else, and then just this last one, this just the last one, which was in Wigan.
It was. And and so what's the goal for you to try and progress into the head coach finals, national finals, whatever they're called now?
Um, um, yeah, I think the one that I'm really targeting is Special Olympics. If possible, I can. I think that's more realistic. But yeah, I mean, the end of the day, to go to the Heath Cup finals would be amazing. Uh, and as well, yeah, that would be good. And as well, potentially, as well as the playing side, I'd love to, work away to my being a coach for it as well. In the future, would have to wait and see how that happens. I did do a refereeing course at the start of last year. I didn't unfortunately pass it, but that's something that I'm looking to do again, definitely.
And you're in the BC6 classification, is that right?
Yes, Peter. So, yes. So I got put in the BC6 category, which is for people who with cerebral palsy. So similar to me, which is yeah. So that's where I am. Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty happy with the BC6. I think it's okay about my level. Um, but I haven't been, like I said. I think there's a couple of years gap before they reassess you. So that's where I am currently. But if anything changes, then we'd have to wait and see. But yeah, but currently I'm at BC6.
Yeah, BC6 is cerebral palsy and other conditions as well.
Yes.
Mixed.
Yes.
Yeah. At the moment, you're at college, sixth form, what do you call it?
So I'm currently on a BTEC course. I'm currently on a BTEC level one, which I've just come in. So what happened was I was on a disability unit, which I've been for the past 2 years at college, and they because of things in there, uh, they they decided to move me on to BTEC Sport Level One, which is I'm in a full mainstream class. I'm full of mainstream students, so it's been a completely new experience for me. It's been one that's been challenging, but I'm getting there. I'm getting the help and support now anyway. So yeah, so I'm getting there, and I'm starting to enjoy it more as well.
Good. Um, so you're you were saying that you're doing your functional skills, maths and English, or BTEC or functional whatever it is. Is there any others you're doing, or is that just the two? Because I was, yeah.
Um, so I'm just doing the maths and English as well as the sport. Uh, so I'm doing. I've got. Oh, so on one of the days, like on Tuesday, I do the sport 9:30 until 12:30, and then at 1 o'clock I do my English, and that's until 2:30, and then from quarter to 3 to 4, I do my maths.
Okay. Because you were telling me that you go there 2 days a week or something, and then you have 2 days off, kind of thing. the moment?
Yes, so that's correct. So I have Mondays and Fridays off, and I have Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in college.
Well, that's good. You get a bit of a longer weekend, don't you? Friday till Monday.
Definitely, yes. Yeah, which is nice because everybody likes a longer weekend, don't they? Yeah, so
Yeah, that helps. So you're mentioning your business thing with the butcher carrier thing. Um, there's another thing that you're doing at the moment. You told me that you're working as well.
yes. The year before last, in 2023, I found a job advertisement for a casual coach for Sheffield Wednesday's community program. And because I'm a massive Sheffield Wednesday fan, and I want to be a coach, it was like the ideal job. I applied for it and sent my application in, and they really liked my application, so they called me down for an interview, and from there, and then the rest is history. I went for the interview, and the rest is history.
And what sort of sports to do with the paper there? Is it football based?
Yes, because it is Sheffield Wednesday, it's mainly football based, but we on my team anyway. But we also do have other areas. We have a health and participation unit. Um, we have we've got an inclusion unit, and then I'm part of the participation unit. So I do something called mini owls on Saturday mornings, which is basically teaching children how to play football, which I love doing. That's great. That's for an hour on there, and then on Wednesday evenings I do a disability special educational needs youth club, um, which is 4:30 till 7. We've got to get there early to set up, so that's the club starts from 5, but we have to get there early to set up. So, and that's normally my week. And then also in the holidays, I do the camps, the football camps, which run all through the holidays. So so there was one this week, and there's going to be one in the Easter holidays as well. They'll they are long and draining days, but they're very rewarding. To be able to go and teach children how to play football is brilliant. Especially seeing all the smiles on their faces when they're kicking the ball and scoring. It's great.
With the disabled one that you do on the Wednesdays, is that any disability that you would teach?
Yeah, so it's mainly ADHD and autism, but we do have somebody in a wheelchair there as well. Yes. Yeah, which we because that was a difficult part, because we've got we've been used to a certain uh, type of children, but when you've got it's a really good test of you're able to adapt in that scenario, because you've got people who are okay and who are able and who are okay themselves to actually go and play. But then when you get somebody in a wheelchair in a wheelchair, for example. It's about adapting yourself.
Absolutely. And then obviously you're only 18 at time of recording. Obviously, by the time this comes out, you already be 19. So very early happy birthday for that, by the way.
Thank you, Peter. Much appreciate it. Yes, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I think pretty much from now. So yeah, should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're filming this on the 21st of February, by the way, and then obviously his birthday's in March, so by the time this comes out, it would have gone way past that by the time it comes out. So there you go. So talking about the future, actually, talking about what's happening in the next few weeks. What's the future for you look like? I mean, actually, no, before that. Let's go on. So when did you start liking football? And because obviously up in Sheffield you've got two teams, United and Wednesday. So how did that come about?
Yeah. So, I'd always been a Wednesday fan through growing up with my granddad and my mum. I got up to a couple of matches when I was younger, but when you're younger, you don't really. You don't really understand. You don't really enjoy it. All you want to do is go and have some food, all the time. So, yeah. So that was when I was younger. I wasn't really understanding it, enjoying it. I was when I was younger though. I was really more interested in acting. I was at a drama school, but there came a point that the football really took over, and I wanted to go and watch football and play it rather than and go and watch Wednesday more with and then which meant I had to quit my acting. But my first proper Wednesday season ticket was in the 16-17 season, just after they lost out on the first promotion back in the 15-16 season. Just off the back of that, so the 16-17 season, and that's when I started properly going. But I've been once or twice before that.
And why Sheffield Wednesday over United? Was there some sort of family push towards Sheffield Wednesday, or?
No, well, I was. It's because I grew. I'd grown up around Hillsborough, so my family were Wednesday fans. So I think if you're either one or the other, aren't you? You're either if you live near Bramwell Lane and you're born near Bramwell Lane, then you are going to kind of become a United fan. But with me being living in Hillsborough, there was only one choice really.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, now we're going to move on to the future. So talking about the next few weeks, obviously BAFTA's coming up. It would have been gone by the point that it comes out. What's the future looking like for you? I mean, what's the long-term goals? I mean, you've got the business that you're talking about with the Boccia hand, and you've got your Boccia career sort of going up. You've got your community coach job. Where do you want to go with all that?
I'd say so. I'll start with the Boccia first. I think with the Boccia, I really want to target Special Olympics, possibly if I can, because I think that's really realistic. And yeah, my long-term futures is just to go to make the best out of what I've got. Really, I think with the football is to progress onto UEFA B, UEFA A, see where that takes me. and with the boccia, just continue playing and hopefully get to the highest level possible in that, and become and hopefully become a qualified referee, which would lead me on to coaching boccia, which would be good as well.
And then your boccia handle boccia case thing.
Yes, so with that, I wanted to just grow as much as it can, Peter. Really, to get more eyes on it, to get more and more people watching it and liking it and buying it, and hopefully, it will become really successful. We've had a couple of people have been asking about it. We've had a couple of sales in the previous before last tournament that I went to. So we sold quite a few there. Yeah, but it's just to grow with it really. Grow and just see where it takes us. Keep on making them, keep adding them for people.
And to avoid sounding a bit like the Dragon's Den, so do you want to kind of promote it here? Say what it is, where you can look up information. It's on Facebook, isn't it?
Yes, so we have it's on all socials. If you just type in www.bocciazone.co.uk, it should be on there. So yeah, so what my advice to people is just go and check it out. It's on TikTok as well, so you'll see me actually making it. Which is great, and then you've got a little video on how it actually works, on how we produce a product to make it.
Okay. And before we get on to the last question, you were saying briefly about drama. You wanted to get into acting. Where does that come from?
Right, so that was our so when I was little, I was really theatrical. I was really in on drama, and that really and I loved my musicals. Loved seeing Charlie and Chocolate Factory numerous times. Yeah, see Matilda in the West End numerous times, and that. And I ended up joining this acting school called Verve Academy, which was great. I loved it. I played some really good roles. I played Shrek once. I played Shrek. I played a goose in Cinderella. I've played. I've played the porter who looks out with the telescope in Mary Poppins. That's just one or two of my roles as well. I've done some acting at my old school as well. I was the taming of the shrew, and one or two other bits and bobs there as well.
I was going to say Shrek could have been your perfect role.
Exactly. I would say so as well. Yes.
And so when did that kind of stop? Subside.
When I became more interested in Wednesday really in football. That was like I mentioned earlier. It was around 2015, 16, 17. So I did. I think I had an idea that I didn't want to do it anymore. So after that show, that's when I decided to move on to football. Yeah. So looking back now, I probably I think yeah. When you look back, you have your regrets, don't you? I wouldn't say it's a regret. I would say part of me still got some unfinished business in there, but I think at the time I wanted to seek something new, seek a new opportunity, and football and sport is amazing. And but what really inspired me to be in sport and to become a sport as part of my role was Mark Dolan. I owe a lot of my sport interest in him. He really Mark it really helped me to to become interested in sport, and he was and my love for it and develop the school. Mark Dolan was a massive inspiration to me.
And would you ever go back to acting, to drama, to plays?
Maybe potentially in the future. I wouldn't do it. I'd do it. I wouldn't do it like full time, but I might do it when it came up. Actually got asked by my old music teacher if I was available, which I really enjoyed doing some stuff with him. But if there was an opportunity available, then we'd have to see. But yes, maybe we'll have to wait and see what the future holds.
And did you say that you played football? Did you ever play for cerebral palsy football team or anything?
So I don't. I play for a disability one, so I play for Hillsborough Hornets Disability FC, which my parents run. We started that back in 2020 with just a couple of friends, and then from there it's progressed onto it's progressed rapidly. So we started with about 5 of us in our local park, and then it's ended up with over, I think it's at with over 20 kids. With over 70 kids. So it's grown massively in the last couple of years.
The gym. So when did the gym come in?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we'll talk about the gym. So the gym was a couple of years ago. 2023, year before last. I really wanted to start going and get fit for my football. I mean, had a lot of people go. I really wanted to try it out. And my granddad's been really helped me because he used to go to the gym, so I told him. So I told him that I wanted to go. We had a look round to see which ones were the best, and we found this one. And they've been which some of my friends go to, and they've been ace with us. It's called the Steel City Muscle Gym. We've gone from where we've gone to, from where me and my granddad have come to, from where we started to where we've done. I'm really proud because what I wanted to do is I wanted to make my side like even symmetrical, because before I was kind of like lopsided. I was walking lopsided. So I wanted to meet myself. So I wanted to even myself out. And really, from there, we've hit it that first time. We had his first session, and then we've never looked back. It's been great.
And I was saying my favourite machine is the vending machine.
That's a good one, to be fair, mate. No, I'd say my favourite one. I like the row machine best, and also I like a good I like the dumbbells as well for your arms. What you use?
Well, and I think it's time to go on to the final question, which is what advice or tips would you give to someone that has the same conditions as you? So start with cerebral palsy, and then we'll go on to Addison disease in a minute. But for cerebral palsy, what advice would you give them?
I'd say just don't let anything stop you. At the end of the day, you are you. You know, we'll have challenges, we'll have difficulties, but it's about finding ways around them. At the end of the day, you're yourself. You know, you are great. You know, you are unique. It's about most importantly believing in yourself, believing that you can do things, and that's what life's all about. Going and enjoying yourself and pushing yourself.
And then the same for Addison's disease.
I'd say don't let anything stop you. I mean, we've got this thing. We've got this disease, but just don't let it define you. You know, at the end of the day, you know, this Addison's disease, don't let it define you. At the end of, you know, go out there and do the stuff that you want to do. Believe in yourself and push yourself and challenge yourself. No matter how hard you find it, no matter hard, you know, tired you get, or your energy's a bit low, or you're a bit tired, you know, don't let anything stop you.
Actually, be on a cushion, a quiet on the cushion.
Yeah, it's
there you go. There's your next business.
It's true. It's the fact. It's the fact. Just don't let, no matter how hard you find things, just don't let things stop you. You know, go and conquer the world.
Brilliant. Again, and that'll be another quite focus in there. And well, thank you very much for coming on, Matt. Really enjoyed this podcast episode.
Thank you, Peter. I've loved it. I hope that people have enjoyed listening to it, you know, and I've hope that they've got some good advice out of it.
Yep, let's hope so.
Fingers crossed, Peter. Fingers crossed. Thank you, Peter.
Voice. Let's go. Voice FM.